Hello.
Hey,
Hey. Oh, that's the loft. I haven't seen
yeah,
that.
it looks super fancy, no?
Yeah.
It looks like and this is snowing outside.
Oh wow.
I guess
Yeah.
this is the this is the attic. I guess if you at some point, I guess you will come here. So this is new room. Here you usually have to.
Oh nice. Oh wow.
This is good. This is good for dancing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
show you this. Like here, I
I
can. I mean, I still have my things in boxes, but it's a big space
mm,
and
yeah.
it's
No, I,
perfect.
I remember you
Like to
told
work.
me about it, but I don't know if I saw it in the picture. Maybe you sent me a
Yeah.
picture.
So
Yeah, maybe you sent me. Yeah, but I just don't remember. Anyways.
how are you?
A bit tired. I'm just back and yeah,
Where
just
were you?
from the trip that um oh my gosh, I'm distracted by the emails. I went to Kyoto for the weekend and just for fun, just to join a friend of mine who was there, and then we came back together. And yeah, um, so I'm
It was
very
fun.
tired.
Did you went out? Like, did you did something?
Yeah,
Did
like
you went out?
last night we were hanging out with this. So a friend of mine, she's Canadian and she's visiting from Canada, and her friend, I think he's also Canadian and he's living in Japan for like more than 10 years. So he knows, like where to hang out. But yeah,
Ah,
it was a bit weird, like kind of, he's really like a party person and we went to like 4 or 5 different bars
oh
and
wow.
like he's like always meeting random friends on the way. Um yeah, I mean, it's kind of fun, but it was a different vibe.
I mean, I guess it's nice because you never do that. So, but it will.
No,
I guess
exactly.
it could be tired.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
I
should
mean, we didn't
I
really
guess yeah.
stay late. It was quite early when we um went back, but still, like it was quite. I drank quite a lot. Like I decided to drink yesterday, and then yeah, like like normally I don't drink. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so your brain also is somewhere else.
yeah, and like in the meantime, like I have to like help a friend of mine for her project, which is also this week. So I told her, like I can't do it this week because we have Modena.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So, but
unfortunately,
let's talk on that,
yeah,
like, because I
right,
guess I have to I also have to work on something else today. I would like to
right.
have your feedback on that, but not I cannot do it right now.
Mm,
And it will be late for you. So I think that tomorrow we have this appointment at 11, right? Like in meeting.
right.
And
What
it's
time is it
like the
actually?
first
Yeah,
and is we said it's like a 2 hours meeting, and based on that, then we organize basically how the time goes.
right.
I'm what I'm thinking is somehow like objectively also is that I don't want to have to be working for 2 weeks too much. I think we
Mm,
should maybe frame it in a way that we can reuse part of what we did,
right.
like the approach. Um, um, but so what I think I'm proposing to do right now is that tomorrow, I think we have to meet tomorrow. Would be easier to meet early than we talk again.
You mean
I
before
mean, from
11 to talk about?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So
if
I
it
will
works
try.
for you, I think that would be good.
Yeah. So because 11 already, yeah, I have to force myself to try to fall asleep early. So I will try to be at 9:30 online. So let's aim for that if you can.
Shall
What
we?
time?
I mean, I don't know because like also the thing is like it can be open, right? So the way I'm thinking about like how to organize is like content wise, that's something we have to talk with them. Like, it's, I mean, of course, like there's something that we need to organize between us and bring to them. But also like it's a brainstorming thing, so we don't have to like come up with a complete idea when we talk with them. But then again, we need to organize
No,
like, so the thing is like, what do we need to talk before talking to them? But we don't need to have 100%, right?
too much time. Yeah, okay. So maybe just like 1 hour will be enough. Like let's try at 10 if the meeting is at
Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
then,
then we'll see. No, like I agree with you
yeah,
that it's a brainstorm session.
right. Or like,
Uh,
it can be even like half an hour. I mean, yeah, because also like I don't want us to be like kind of, exhausted before that meeting because but
yeah.
again, I know that we need to talk, but it's also that, we can be like honest with them, and I think it's not that like of a big issue. Like it's not like exam, so but again, I think for
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
organization, it's better like for us to like, be in the common having the common ground.
Yeah, but it's true.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
We
I
can
guess what I
see,
want to
like,
be honest, I think what I want to be honest, like I think I want to have some days that we don't like I don't want to feel that we are working a lot. So two things. I want to feel that we are not doing two different kind of work. This thing we should overlap it because already this will be for the academy anyway.
yeah.
So
So
then
that's
that
a
we are not
practical
doing
thing,
the that's a practical thing, and we have to make sure that we understand how to do it. We and actually no, but actually also we can, I mean, we can mention totally to them, like Nuno also knows what is it like.
right? Yeah,
I should also I share with Nuno, and like I mean that would so just so for me it's like that we are not doing two different kind of works because that it won't, then we will do not good any of two of the two. So I think we should work towards one thing. Um
right. Practically, yes.
and and then the other thing, so that's one thing. And then the other, so my worry is that we are not doing two different things, so that I feel that we are doing one thing. And the other one is what? That I want to use part. We were working quite hard the last 2 weeks, I think, 3 weeks, 2 weeks. So I want these days that we don't have to work some. I mean, like in that intensity,
Right, right.
that we can reuse things. Maybe we can even just do reflections or like I mean we can do
Yeah. I mean,
yeah
also,
that
that's the days that they can work, and after that, they don't have time to work, basically. Like,
yeah,
it's really
yeah.
limited. So we can be, chill and, yeah, like ask,
So it's just we have
so
to come up with work like for these days, basically these days, and until so so tomorrow brainstorm, and so we talk before. I think there's some point that I will bring
yeah. Let's let's say like
and
we meet at 10. That's like 1 hour before, right?
yeah,
The official meeting is 11. So let's try to meet at 10 and try to finish like in half
yeah,
an hour. So we have like a bit of time to, be
yeah.
away and then come back. Um, but of course, if we need to talk for 1 hour, that's also, if it's needed, then we have to. But ideally, like not to exhaust before that.
Right. Yeah. Okay, no, let's do that then tomorrow then. So we just basically do what we're doing today, but tomorrow. I mean, just
Right.
to,
Yeah, I think that's better for both of us.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Um,
we don't talk about, the brainstorming part, but just talk about, yeah, maybe like vaguely what we're aiming for, something like that. But we'll have it.
I
We'll
think,
have ideas tomorrow.
yeah, I think it's more about kind of like I see it almost like a typological conversation that we should have in terms of structures, like meaning that like giving hierarchies of what is important for us. I think that's the conversation that we need to have tomorrow. Like
Mm,
then if if so we are not doing the brainstorm, but the idea is like that's what I mentioned, the typology, in the sense of what are the classes, if you think in coding, what are the classes, the super classes of what is what it matters to us. If we can do a
Right.
hierarchy for us, then yeah, I was reflecting on this a bit, that it is more about that we make clear. I think that was the cue why it was working what we present at the academy, because because there were
Mm,
structure in, like, our intention was clear. So I think we should also make the intention for the interaction with them, what we need from them,
right.
clear
And that should
for
be like something
us.
that we
And then,
agree. Yeah.
yeah, and I think that's because we are in complex spaces, but I think that's good that we are doing this exercise, that because in a way just force us to clarify what is the, because like we have the cross point of the academy is as an XR, as a BR research, so completely different thing. But then you have the artificial intelligence there, so it's coming from a different angle, but both in a way have this into the middle. I mean, but it's just the angles are very different. So it's for us, it's just to understand what is that we want.
Mm,
Um, yeah, like, so not too much about the content, but it's more about this, like the intentionality, the struct, the what is, that's what I mentioned, the typology. I don't know, maybe it's not the right word, but hierarchies.
I don't, yeah, I
What
don't
is
know that
in a
word. Like topology, but no,
no
I
type, like type as in typology,
I don't know that
and
word.
I think it's a science study.
Okay.
Topology is about the geographies, and
Right.
typology, I think, it's
Yeah.
about, so it's more about hierarchies,
Okay. Oh, types. Like, okay.
types. Yeah. So that's what I mean in terms of a structure. Like that was a reflection that I had in my first research and motion bank working with data. That at some point you start saying like, ah, okay, while you're dancing, maybe you should start. If it's about measuring state, then is how you organize your classes, say literally in a code, how you organize your code before you start going in the dance, uh, in the practice. Then it's just the matter how you organize your code. How is your uh yeah, like how you define your what's important, what is less important, what is less important.
Mm,
And yeah, that was just a reflection that I have was in the space. I mean, because in the coding I also did in the space, I thought like, actually I could have start also recording this, doing that, like that there were some things that I forgot.
mm,
um so I think when systems get very complex in whatever we are doing, and I think what we're doing is getting more complex, um it helps to have this, to communicate somehow, like then to define,
mm.
yeah, basically to define what is more important, less important. Like that's what
Right.
I'm, I guess, of types. Like what is the most important type, the less important type.
Okay.
That's what I was. That's what I was referring, like with classes in coding. Like, if you think in code, then there are different kinds of classes that you could have. Some classes are abstract, and there are different classes that you have, and each class have a purpose, right? When you define a class, is because you implement the class somewhere else.
Yeah.
So their classes have their purpose. So it's about definition of, like, I mean, if a class is just put all the code into one thing that is called class hand, right? Class hand. Then is about the definition. Is about the definition of defining. Yeah, that's I think that's the definition of typology. Is
Okay. Yeah. I
why
don't
we
know.
define.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I mean, I know what you're talking about, but it's hard to Yeah. Like yeah, I kind of understand what you're saying, but then at the same time, I just don't want to say like, yeah, I understand because I'm not 100% understanding. That's where I'm at. But I know where you're going to. Like that's like your intention. I know that. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
in other words, like it's about like um yeah, like it's more about the goal or so it's not about how, but like what but it's also like what it's not about what we want, but like yeah, basically like where we are heading to kind of I don't know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I mean somehow I think what keyword I see is like intention.
Yeah.
And that like
Yeah.
what is our
Right.
intention? So it's not,
Yeah.
and and then if intention is clear, then you know when there is a question, you know how to answer the question because the
Right.
intention is clear. One in this meeting is this. So instead,
Yeah.
if everything is just floating, especially when we are doing complex work that it just comes from different places, um, we will have constantly this abstraction in our head, like so. I mean, and also this idea of the intention that's what I think is something that just we is something fluid, I guess. And if we said like, well, we want this to have a performance where there are 50 people and 20 people, they move to the right side. And so this is where like really clear. So this could be like an idea that it can, I mean, it just doesn't have to be stable, but at least it just help us to,
Yeah.
yeah, that in terms of intention, what is that we want? And then the question that, yeah, but it's not written in stone.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think we're on the same page and so we meet at
Yeah, yeah.
10 and then we will just yeah, find well, we just make sure that we have same ideas.
Yeah, yeah. What we
And
have to do is basically make sure that we are like because we get confused. That's the thing.
yeah. Yeah,
Because we
that's
are doing
exactly that's
different
what
things.
we want to
That's the thing
avoid.
that we are. That's what I was always mentioning. Like that, my worry is like make
Yeah.
sure that we are in the same page.
No, so totally like that's also what I was thinking because we don't want them to be involved in that conversation to figure out what
No,
we're
we don't want them to get involved in this conversation. Like
exactly.
because like in this mess. Like because already we know and yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what we don't want to start talking about
I
typology.
don't know. It's it's a funny conversation actually. I've been meeting a lot of ADHD people. I mean autistic people too, but yeah. So anyways, maybe I'm tuned into that mode. Anyways, whatever. So we talk tomorrow.
Yes, let's talk about tomorrow.
Yeah, and good
Ciao.
luck with your writing, whatever.
Thanks. Thanks. Thanks.
Ciao.
Ciao.